Welcome back, everybody, to Pick and Roll, the NBA betting show that goes live weekday mornings at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We're in the holiday season, so we had a couple of days off, but we are back today, December 27th, for the Wednesday NBA slate, and we're very excited to be here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your holidays to watch this one, or perhaps you're like us and you're back at work today and taking time out of that. Nonetheless, we thank you for being here. If you want to support the show, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I just got back home about an hour ago. Pips, judging by the blue walls, at his parents' house for this one. So we're taking some time here to get the show in, and we have 2 free picks for you guys today. Hopefully, after we're about a third of the way into the NBA season, still lots of the season left to get the season on track here and find some winning bets. And we're looking to do that here again with these 2 bets that we have. We have an SGP, both 2 SGPs, both of which available at BetMGM, one of which you cannot get at ESPN Bet, one of which is better at ESPN Bet, and I'll be specific about that as we go through. But the first play that we have for today is in the Knicks and Thunder game. Knicks visiting the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have a minus, it's now 115 SGP, at BetMGM for Brunson under 28.5 points and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 25 plus points. The point line on ESPN Bet does not go low enough to get this one for SGA. So this is the correct place to play it. And in the second bet, this one you can get at ESPN Bet for a superior price. As always, however, we just like to play the widely available options. So everybody watching has access to BetMGM, or most people at least. We have the 76ers and the Magic involved for this one in Orlando. It's minus 120 for this SGP at BetMGM. You can get Tyrese Maxey over 27.5 points and Kelly Oubre 12 plus points. And that way, we're hoping to get ourselves home on these 2 bets. Let's go to Pips. Merry Christmas to you, Pips. Thank you for taking time out of the holiday to be here today. Let's hear about these bets.
So first off, starting with Jalen Brunson. The thing about his numbers, they are quite a bit inflated with some easy matchups for him. So if you take a look at Jalen Brunson, he on the season he's under this line. He's under this line in 18 out of 27 games. So 67%. He's under 26.5. Even if you want to take he never scored between 26 and 29. So he's even under in 67% on 26.5, and his overs are almost like we can make a blueprint of how to fit. So 3 games against the Bucks, 36, 38, 45. Over against the Detroit Pistons, overs against the Washington Wizards, overs against the Hornets, and overs against the Atlanta Hawks. That's 90% of his overs in the perfect matchup for him. And if you take out those, if you take out 5 worst defensive teams in the league or in Bucks, which is a perfect matchup with drop coverage, his average is 21, 22 a game. And now he gets the Oklahoma City Thunder. So he scores 52% of his points as a pick and roll ball handler. They are second best defending it. He scores 25 points percent of his points via transition or isolation. They are top 3 in defending that. So he is in a top matchup, and unlike Fox, who they ignored on the 3-point line, and unlike Fox, who is so quick that if the high pace, it's difficult to defend him. Jalen Brunson is not that type of player, and I don't think they will ignore him on the 3 because he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. So yeah, I just think this is a very inflated line for him with having some games against the Bucks back to back, and that inflated his line. His regular line have no reason for B to 26.5. Only if you take a look at the Bucks game. And the Shai, I'm combining that as the second part of the bet because there is no Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks, so the rim protection is not there. And even against the great rim protection like Gobert and I don't know, great rim protection in the NBA, he's covering this line easily. Even against the Lakers, who just great rim protection, great defender on him, double him, trap him, he still got there. So I think against this Knicks team that their defense dropped a lot. with Mitchell Robinson being out lately. So yeah, I just think great spot for Shea. Overall, he's crushing this line in every game, but isn't a blowout this is.
All right, so perhaps for Brunson, the more difficult matchup than we've seen in the recent games, and for Shea, hoping to absolutely annihilate the paint for this one. Let's get into the second play that we have here. We're going for some 76ers players here. We have the Maxey over at 27.5 and the Oubre over at 12 plus for -120 at MGM. Talk to us about why you're favoring the Sixers in this matchup against the Orlando Magic, who started the season quite well, but have kind of faltered in the recent couple of weeks.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is out, and with him being out, Tyrese Max should be the great spot for him. Honestly, like the Magic, the only thing they are struggling on defense is they are struggling with defending pick and roll players, dominant ball handlers, and that's because they are not helping on the pick and roll. That's why they allow so least spot up threes overall because they are not helping on the pick and rolls, and they will just put socks or him or black on him and just like okay, do your best. And I think this is difficult to stop Maxi in the 42 minutes as much as he can get tonight. And this line should be without Embiid. He always played great pace. So yeah, I just think last game he was terrible. I think it's a back like bounce back spot because last game against the Miami Heat, he was the main guy, but he shot 4 from 20, and they just try to do whatever it takes to stop him. They are Heat are good to great pick and roll defense, especially when Bam Adebayo is in there. And yeah, just not the good matchup for him. And he still shot 20 field goal attempts with 6 free throws, but he had 4 out of 20. He started the game, I think, zero from 12 from the field, but this is a completely different matchup, and I think he should thrive today. And just adding Kelly Oubre because I don't think his lines are set well with Embiid being out. He played 40 minutes last game, and I think he is due to another big minutes game. And yeah, when Maxi sits or when even he's on the floor, it's Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, and Maxi, and someone needs to get this team to 100 points. And if you have Maxi with 30, you have Oubre with 20, you still miss like 60 points, and it's like down to Tobias Harris. Like he can make that all up. So yeah, I just think in this scenario, in this type of game, Sixers 76ers will play with much higher pace with Maxi, with Embiid out. No need to wait for Embiid to cross the half court to set up post up for him or anything. So a higher pace game and a lot of space for Maxi and for Kelly Oubre, who had a great game in the last game against the Miami Heat. Even though it's not an easy matchup for Kelly Oubre, he scored 25 points in playing 40 minutes. So yeah, I just think this is a great spot for him tonight.
All right, great stuff for the two bets. Those are two plays we have. We'll recap them a little bit later on. We're going to touch on the record from the previous show, which was on Friday, and then I want to have a brief word on Luka Doncic's Christmas Day performance because it was absolutely legendary. But the recap of the previous day's show was the Friday show, and unfortunately, it was another tough day on the show, and it's a really unfortunate one considering where the numbers were as we got towards the games. Prop bomb gave out Nikola Jokic over 12.5 rebounds at -120. This closed -140 ESPN, but that was one of the better prices in market at the time. This one got to -160 in some areas. The Tyler Hero play was 9.5 on rebounds and assists at -125. And I don't know if it's the Tyler Hero curse or what, but it ends I won't call it a hook, but it loses by 0.5. And this one closed at 10.5 at -113. So two great numbers from Prop Bomb. Unfortunately, we get no help over there. On the bets that Pips gives out, Jonathan Kuminga, we get it at 13.5 -104. I know that one moved quickly, but no matter what number you got this at, he covered it. It closed at 16.5. It moves 3 points through the day. He crushes the line early. That's the winner. And in the fourth play here, unfortunately, on the 1 and 3 day, the one that looked the best midway through the game was De'Aaron Fox's over, but unfortunately, he does not get to his 24.5. KD gets over his points. Devin Booker gets over his assists, but it is a loser on the SGP. I know you can't sum all four plays up, Pips, but maybe the Fox one in particular. I wasn't watching, but if you could kind of go through what happened in that one that ended up with the loser there, please do.
It was a blowout. Then Suns got some back, so Fox returned with like 5-6 minutes left, missed a layup, and it was back again, big league, and he left again. So he played like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, I always say like if it's a close game, it was 3 point spread. I expected big fourth quarter from De'Aaron Fox, who is usually the best fourth scorer. Like he won the clutch player of the year. So if
Yeah,
he
he's
was at
amazing. His second
23
half, we
with
always say on the show,
yeah,
like he can start slow,
yeah,
then just blow it away in the second half, but not
yeah,
here.
he had 23 to end the quarter and third, and we needed one field goal in the
Yeah.
fourth, and it was amazing to not see it happen, and especially amazing with Kings blowing out Suns. Now they lost last night, blown out by the Blazers. Insane variance in this stuff. Like this, Fox covers this in like I don't know how many, like 9 out of the 10, 8 out of the 10. So yeah, and Booker and KD was well, no threat at all. So, and very unfortunate to lose that because at least like split the day with Fox making one more layup.
Yeah, it feels like remarkable some of these plays that we like. It's been a really tough run of the show, and it feels remarkable. Like we're finding all these good numbers, and then still not getting the covers. So it's unfortunate, but it does appear as though the process remains there intact. There's still a ton of basketball left this season. So if we continue with this process here, there's enough of a sample here for us to certainly get back on track as we did for the first third of the season and the entire season last year. So we have two good plays hopefully today to help do that. But who definitely was on track on Christmas Day, I want to touch on it briefly because I cannot ignore it. Luka Doncic produced one of the most legendary Christmas Day performances of all time. And it's getting quite ridiculous when it comes to Doncic playing against the Phoenix Suns because there's only one way to put it. He seems to own this organization. A 50-point Christmas Day night with 15 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks, 6 rebounds, 15 of 25 shooting to dump the Phoenix Suns 128 to 114. Yeah, I don't know if you managed to watch any of the Christmas Day action. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. But any words you have on this Luka Doncic performance? Because this is all time. They're going to be talking about this performance in perhaps 50 years. Talk about Luka Doncic on Christmas Day 2023.
Yeah, I watched the early ones. I watched the Bucks. I watched the Lakers, and but I didn't watch this. It was the last game on the slate, so I wasn't watching it. I was taking the rest. Like, but I am not
It was
surprised. I
late.
mean, I'm
I know
surprised
it's
with
late
how
for you, man.
great the numbers are, but I'm not surprised with him putting such a great performance exactly against the Devin Booker. Like,
The
we
Suns.
all know what's happened in that playoff series, and we all expect Luka to be like firing up. It's insane how efficient he was. Like he made 12 out of 12 free throws. Like he was not messing around. Like he was completely zoned in and doing his best, and they killed the Suns. And I say props to Luka, but I think KD was playing like he no longer wants to be there. Like that's the part he wasn't even trying to score.
Yeah.
He was just passive standing in the corner. And Suns are so far looking like a failed thing. I mean
Yep.
things teams need the time and to create cohesion and to start playing better, but they are so far not even in the playing spots. And KD and Booker did play quite some games together. Bill was not there for a long time, but when you look at their roster, they should be a great team. Like Nurkic, the Booker, KD, Gordon is playing well, Grayson Allen is playing well. We have some other guys showing up, playing well. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it, but I'm concerned about KD, like how he looked in that game. We'll see how it goes moving forward.
Yeah. Teams need time. Teams also need depth, which they don't have a ton of. And teams also need morale, cohesion. And look, this is just like this is becoming a theme for KD. Like I would be very, very worried if I was in the Phoenix Suns camp right now because history would suggest that this could lead to some massive problems with Kevin Durant involved. So I mean, we haven't seen them full throttle when healthy. I was certainly not highly anticipating a monster regular season for them. This is well under the expected for the season. So certainly problems brewing with Phoenix, but what a performance there from Luka Doncic. All right, we don't want to take too long on the show for today. Everybody can get back to their holidays. Let's go through the recap of today's bets and hopefully get this season back on track, back to winning ways here. We first of all involving the Knicks and the Thunder. We have Jalen Brunson under 28.5 points and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 25 plus points. This is minus 115. Sorry on the graphic. Minus 115 at BetMGM for this one. Second play is in the Sixers and Magic game. No Joel Embiid. So we're taking Tyrese Maxey over 27.5 points and Kelly Oubre 12 plus points for minus 120 at BetMGM. Get this one at ESPN Bet for an even better price as well. So thank you again, guys. I know you're busy with whatever's going on in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. If you're back in these plays, if you're tailing these plays, smash that like button and subscribe because we have shows every weekday morning here at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. We're back in the saddle here. And as well, tomorrow, we also have myself and Kirk Evans going live for weekly NBA takeaways. And I'm excited for that one to talk about some Christmas Day action and whatever else may be going on around the league at this time tomorrow, because so much can change in just 24, or in this case, perhaps 28 hours. Thank you again, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We will see you again very, very soon.